at me, fella. Look here. Stand by. And now she's just a shell of a woman. Oh, wait. Oh, God damn it. Fucking end already.
There's more.
There's 20 minutes more bonus content. It can't be more. There's nothing else to talk about.
Dude, there's the next crusade.
There's the next crusade, dude. He's like, fuck it. Let's go.
Let's do it again, babe. We'll go see your parents. It'll be sick.
Yeah. We'll go see your parents. Yeah, there you
We'll go to that restaurant you really like. It'll be so
Oh
good.
my God. They serve those little crab things that you
Yeah,
like.
they put that. Yeah, it's on the shore there. Yeah, they stick everything in those weird fucking terracotta pots, but they're delicious.
Yeah.
I love that place.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
That's right, folks. Welcome to In This Episode, Everybody Dies.
In this episode, everybody dies of old age watching this movie.
And exactly, as promised, Chad and I will be talking about a war movie. The war is me against the movie.
The war is me staying awake for this movie.
Right, exactly. Oh, God. Absolutely insufferable.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad that you carved out the time to watch it on the big screen and really take the epic nature of it in.
I did get about half of it on the big screen. I had to play, like, I played it on my phone and on the TV, so I was like able to like move around and do shit. I had to.
And then the last like 20 minutes, you say you did it on your phone, but out of spite, you did it on a Zune just so you could like make it as small as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so welcome to the show.
I've never
this week
heard
we're talking about
finish a movie live on the air.
Yeah, I know,
so
right?
grouchy about it.
Well, there's a first for everything, I guess, right?
I guess.
Yeah, so welcome to the show. We're talking about the 2005 epic Ridley Scott film, Kingdom of Heaven. It's just me and Chad. Ben is away this week. It's a toof. It's a Hawat. Let's get into it. I'm skipping the intro.
Let's get into it to get over it.
I'm skipping the intro. Let's go, man. Let's jump into this. I am still interested to talk about it. High level. Why don't you give me the high level? Why did you pick this movie? Let me ask you that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think
something different.
I watched it maybe 5-10 years ago, and I caught it some random place, like on some Reddit thread of like best movies ever, whatever.
Right.
And someone just wrote and said like this movie sucked in its original form, and then they did a director's cut and it makes it like infinity times better, and I was like, I'll check it out.
Okay.
And I remember just being like, yeah, cool, all right, it's pretty solid, like it's a epic, tits and spears, sword and sandal esque, Knights of the Round, fucking whatever. It's Ridley Scott, and
right,
it was worth checking out. And then like we've only ever really done like espionage, modern World War II, Cold War-y stuff, and so I don't know. It seemed like an interesting thing to take on. It's also crusade-ish, which is kind of not common too,
Yeah, absolutely.
So it had a lot of potential. I mean, I definitely am going to cock block your high level by just saying that I think if you had more time to watch this movie and didn't have to rush it, you probably would have enjoyed it a lot more. But I can see why it would be like, oh my God, end please, because it is long.
Yeah.
And on this watch, I suppose, folding back into my high level, we're doing some Inception shit here. Like, it's not as good as I remembered it. It's very it's very Hallmark postcard hero shit. Like, this guy is so good. He's like fucking, he is such a good dude.
Okay, so it's not just me. All
he is such a good dude that even his like enemies think he's a cool dude. So like that bit kind of annoyed me a little bit here. And I actually kind of think, and this is a little bit, cunty of me, but I actually think it's kind of falls on Orlando Bloom's shoulders a bit because he kind of has like mixed charisma. I think if it was like, I don't know, fucking Heath Ledger's a cool dude, isn't that believable? It's more believable with another actor, I think, but I think you take the like white saviory shit and then you throw Orlando Bloom in here, who like I don't have anything against, but he's not like Daniel Day-Lewis, you know what I mean?
Agreed. Yes.
It kind of didn't quite hit the mark, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's like a mega piece about a really interesting time. So
okay, yeah. I mean, yes, my watch conditions were not ideal. It was a very busy week, but I did give it like my Kev all, right? I think everybody knows enough to know that like even when something's like lacking in some way, I'm always trying to like, look at it in the best possible way. Yeah. So like I'm going to do both as I've done in the past. I'm going to do like a, kind of what do you call it? I'm going to do like a bipolar Kev kind of show tonight. Right. So like, there was a lot of things that are cool. This movie is like, okay, so this movie is, by my estimation, in Ridley Scott's little Ridley verse, like this is a combination of Black Hawk Down and Gladiator. Okay, so like,
sure,
mixed in with a Helm's Deep battle remix at the end of the movie, and like I was psyched to see it because, like, as Chad said, like we always typically do like espionage, Cold War, or rather we've covered almost every different type of, we had the sub off, we had, Greyhound, we had this, we had a sub off, we had 1917,
Tinker
we had all this, we
Tailor.
had Hannah, we had Tinker Tailor, we had all these different kinds of movies. So it stands to figure that we would do a movie about, some kind of war in a different time. And, the Crusades is a very kind of, to me anyway, very mysterious, because I don't know a lot about it, mysterious kind of period of time. So I was really psyched to dig into this, and I was like, oh, Ridley Scott, like, like what could go wrong, right? And then I kind of landed, what could go, what could go wrong, exactly. And then I landed kind of where Chad just sort of finished his high level. It was just kind of like, it was like you had Orlando Bloom, and then you had Orlando Bloom's hair, and they were both actors in the movie. And like, to kind of be serious for a second, I like Orlando Bloom. Like he was, obviously Legolas, really great. He was actually great as Blackburn in Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down, even though he had a very small part. And he's good, but I don't think he was the right person for this role. Like straight up.
Not quite. Close enough is close enough, but I think it could have been better.
There were times when he was dialing it in, like, and he was really like kind of rising to it. And then there were other times where I just felt like he was just kind of like, hey man, everything is cool. We are going to hang out, and like, everybody's going to be good. And like, we're going to grow crops, and like, yeah, all right. Like I was like, really, dude, it really had that kind of feel to it sometimes. And I was like, what is this, man? And then there's just like the length of the movie. And this really was only a factor because I was really trying to get this done to get to the show on time. And I was just like, please, will you fucking end? My God, this fucking movie is so long. So we watched the director's cut, which as I'm reading Let's Make Nuggets Not Fun right now, Ridley Scott says that or apparently he has disowned the theatrical cut and claims that the director's cut is the definitive version. So we saw the real movie. We're not
Which is because
talking out of
they
our...
made him cut 40 minutes to an hour out of the movie because test audiences were confused, And
I get it. I was confused. Well, I was confused with that extra hour and 40 in it, Like I really, for the longest time, I just was like, "What am I watching, dude? Like, what is this movie about?" And
I think for me, like I'm hijacking your high level. Fuck you.
Go for it, dude. I'm done.
The thing I liked about the original watch, I think, was exactly like you said. Like the Crusades is a little bit of a lesser known thing for me from a history side of things. Like I know a bit about it, but like not much about it other than like a bunch of popes were douchebags and sent a bunch of people down to kill people. Like cool, fucking whatever. And the movie is just like, if you take it as a period study piece, where it's just like, these are the times and the interesting shit that went on. You're like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Right.
And then, Orlando Bloom's character is the vehicle that takes you through. He's the fucking little cart you sit in with the bar that takes you on the ride,
Right.
through this time period and in an interesting historical, era.
Thing.
And
yeah, sure.
5-10 years ago, it was like, yeah, cool. And then I think this time, like, the fact that I did have a good experience with it 5-10 years ago helped here, but I think it's like there's not a second time to be like willing to go through the 3-hour Disney ride of the Crusades.
Sure.
And I think like Scott saying, the whole point of the movie was to explore religion.
Sure.
In all of its facets at the time. And exploring religion in all of its facets is not going to get a high score on any fucking random ass popcorn guzzling audience's card, generally speaking. So the studios cut a whole bunch out of it, and I guess what was left was even more disjointed. Like, it was just super like, what is even fucking happening here? Because they tried to just like
so
action
upsetting.
it out, so.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of like, yeah, it's long-winded, but just like what I'm saying now is long-winded. But I think cutting the bit out made it short-winded and confusing as fuck. So it's like, I'd rather have long-winded.
Right.
And I'm curious here, too. Like, this is a cul-de-sac, but I recently rewatched Gladiator, and I honestly didn't really enjoy it at all. I was like, this movie kind of sucks.
Wow, I haven't seen it in a little while. I haven't seen the second one.
Easily could have been in a bad headspace. And I honestly think like a charitable take of my recent watch of Gladiator was like, it's very like, this is as good, if not better than Gladiator in my esteem.
Wow.
Which I think people will be like throwing their fucking
tomatoes at the
across
screen.
the room right now,
Yeah,
like,
right.
But I don't know. I appreciate Gladiator, and I have a lot of nostalgia for Gladiator, and Russell Crowe is certainly a stronger lead than an Orlando Bloom.
Sure.
But it's a somewhat similar story. I mean, it's
absolutely
not, but it's certainly a similar tone and feel and epic nature.
And time period.
And somewhat similar time. Yeah, it's like, a few hundred years earlier or maybe whatever, but yeah, it was interesting. I'd be curious for you to rewatch Gladiator just out of curiosity, because I just was really surprised at how much I was like, whatever.
Well, I mean, I typically do Gladiator like once a year because it's one of those movies that's like that good. I haven't seen it in a little bit, so I'd be happy to watch it and see what my reaction to it would be. I think,
and it's a Scott off, like instead of it's a Scott off, because these are two Scott movies,
off, dude.
I think
it's a Scott. Yeah,
I think it's an interesting thought, even if it's not an episode, I would be interested.
I think it's an interesting thought too, and I think like so like just sort of again, you just keep digging into this movie, like the subject matter is good and it's complicated, and it's like, how do you do that? How do you talk about religion in some way that's like, interesting? And I don't know if this is based on any true accounts. I don't know any of that. I don't know really anything about this other than it's about the Crusades. So, it's difficult subject matter to tackle. It's like, how do you, where do you go? Like, what do you talk about? And like, I found like, I was very confused in the beginning, and I was just like, what in the world is going on? I didn't know where we were when it started. Like, I didn't know any of that. And all of a sudden it's like, we're in the Middle East, and, it was like, I had a thought. Hang on. It'll come back to me.
Like, it blew through it really quick, the first part to the Middle East?
No, yeah, I found the beginning was very confusing. Like, I didn't know what was going on, and it was hard to like figure out what was going on. It was like Liam Neeson, and it was like, it was cold, and like the kid was like pounding out swords, and it's like all of a sudden Liam Neeson's here, and then it's like, all right, now we're in the woods, and then it's just like, all right, now everybody's dying, like violently dying, and then he kind of passes the sort of the ring to him, to do it. And, it's kind of, I don't really, why was Liam Neeson there? Like, why was he all the way in France or wherever they were? Like,
it's
why would he
messy.
even be
like,
there? Right? Why would you even be there? That doesn't make sense to me.
If you take Scott at his word that he and the writers wanted to explore religion in that time,
sure,
because it's interesting, and I think the most interesting thing about that time period, from my perspective, would be Christianity versus the Muslim religion and how those civilizations clash. Like, literally, those empires clashed, because you've got I actually don't recall if Gladiator is quite in the Christian era of the end of Rome or not. I think it's edging it or something from memory.
Yeah.
But like the entire Roman Empire goes Christian, and then it's Christianity versus the Ottoman and, what became the Ottoman Empire and Persia and all that stuff. And so like empire versus empire, who gives a fuck about religion? That's interesting. And then you layer in the religion. That's even more interesting.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, like, willingness to watch a random ass story about interesting stuff is what got me the first time. And then now watching it a little bit more analytically, I think you're right. It's like, it's kind of messy, even in 3-hour length, where there is breathing room to try and explain things, because it's like, it's literally like the fucking Lord of the Rings, it's like random ass fucking dildo dog dong fucking bangs out swords, and it's like, I'm your really, really royal father. Let's go on an adventure. He's like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, right. I
don't want to. And then like his fucking bitch ass priest brother shows up and he fucking lights him on fire, which was pretty awesome, to be fair.
Dude, that was so crazy. Dude. I was just like, why are you lighting this guy on fire? And
well,
then
he's like, killed his wife and chopped off her head, dude. He's like, fuck you, dog. And then just takes him into the fire,
I didn't see, again, that was not explicitly, in my opinion anyway, I missed it. It was not explicit. So I was like, why are you violently burning this guy,
Recently, I'm like I was like staunchly anti-subtitle in an English-speaking movie, because I don't want to be constantly reading the subtitles and missing the visuals, because it's in my fucking language. I should just turn the fucking volume up.
It's a natural it's a natural thing to think of. Yeah.
That said, I don't mind subtitles in a foreign film, as discussed previously. But in this particular case, like, M is really like she finds it tough, some American accents, especially like, Southern accents, she finds really tough. So if we're ever watching a movie that's in fucking like Texas or some shit, we got to turn the subs on. And like, I've kind of gotten a little bit more used to the subs.
Sure.
And I was watching this the other night while the family was like sleeping, so like I couldn't have it at fucking 60, blasting in the fucking lounge room, living room for anyone in America. And I turned on the subs for that opening, and it made a big difference, because I was just like, there's all this like mumblecore fucking British bullshit in the beginning. And
there was
like,
a lot of mumbly shit. Agreed. And so I played this. I had this simultaneously synced up, playing on my TV and on my phone. Because I didn't stream it, and on my phone, the subtitles, I couldn't turn them off for some reason.
Oh,
so on the television, because it was just a digital file, and on the television it wasn't doing the subs. So I did get subs, which was helpful, because I did in the beginning find it very mumbly. I was just like, what are they saying? And then I was like, and then I'm reading the screen and I'm not watching what's going on. And I was like, okay, what, like, why? I don't know, whatever. It was difficult to discern what exactly was going on. But I did also think of the thought that I was reaching for before. And that was that, okay, so like, I'm going into it thinking like, it's the Crusades. Like, this is interesting. I want to learn more about this. This seems like the movie to do it, right? Like, this should be exciting and interesting. Yeah. And then it really just, and part of this is honestly like, and I'm not trying to bum everybody out listening, but like right now we're living in a time that's really challenging for everybody, I think that goes without saying. And like, this movie ended up being like, I thought this was going to be about like, learning a little bit more about Jesus and like, whatever else happened back then. And it really was just like a bunch of shitty humans doing a bunch of shitty human shit, wanting to have power. Let me go kill this guy because I don't like him. Like, I was just like so bummed out by that because of like the way the world is right now. And like, that's the way the world feels like to me right now. It's just like, everybody's just fuck you. I don't like you. Okay, let's try to kill that guy. And like, there's this group over here doing all this nefarious shit and some other group doing nefarious shit. And it's like, it was exactly the way the world is now. And I was just like, wow. Okay. So I thought I was going to get like this like enlightened thing of where, you know, there were Jews and Christians and Muslims living back then. And everybody was like, you know, having debates and talking about, you know, these various different aspects of theology and religion. And it was just like, nope. Everybody's dying. It's just like, okay, great. And the poor are the poor and the rich are the rich. And I was just like, fuck this, man. This is like too much like the actual world now. So like,
I think it's like, if it's too much like the actual, and you know, it's Occam's razor. It is the actual.
Right.
This is the way the world's always fucking been.
True, but that was just happening.
We just happened to grow up in like a 10-year period where that didn't happen once in history.
Totally.
Like our formative years were the one decade that didn't fucking happen.
Oh my God, right.
Fall of the Berlin Wall until 9/11 was like the one chunk of time where it was like, this is fucking great. God damn, life is good.
So it's like,
I'm so happy
something
I
good is happening.
Yeah,
right.
Let's go party.
Right. Oh my God, that's so funny, man. So I think you can see why I got bummed out. Now that was clearly happenstance. You know, it just so happened that like the world is what it is right now, and like this movie was sort of reflecting it, and I was just kind of like, wow, this is a bit of a bummer, man. You know, so that's not the fault of the movie. That's just the fault of all the idiots that are running shit right now.
It's the fault of human civilization. It's just the fault of humanity.
And let me be clear, when I say idiots running everything, I mean all of the idiots that are running everything all over the world. I'm not picking on one person, okay? Like, they're all freaking morons. So
it's us too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we were briefly touching on the speed with which we get to Jerusalem, and like, he wants to explore the space. Okay, fine. But it's like, I'm a nobody. Hey, wait, my dad's a noble. I don't want to go. Actually, I do want to go. I lit my brother on fire. Oh, wow, my dad's dead. I get the ring. Everyone thinks I'm the boss. Let's go to Jerusalem. It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's what it was like. It was very much like that. And all the while with this sort of like cool tone, kind of like, hey, we're hanging out with the woodland fairies kind of vibe that he had going on. You know, and it was like sometimes his hair was playing the part, and then sometimes he was playing the part, and they were switching back and forth, and it was very difficult sometimes to determine who was in charge, the hair or Orlando Bloom. Like, it was it was a little,
they needed the
back and forth, kind of weird.
The first act, man, I think.
Well, he was playing it like, and I just thought of the word I think I was looking for. Like, he's very aloof, you know, like he plays this kind of aloof kind of thing where he's just, you know, it's like he turns around and Liam Neeson's like, okay, now you will be the Baron of Ibelin, you know, and here's the ring, you know, and he's like, cool. All right, let's do it. You know, all right.
He's got that teenagery, like, know-it-all vibe to him.
Yeah, and then he's like, and then the next scene, he'll be like, you know, like sitting, staring at the stars, like, wow, man, everything is awesome, you know? And then it's like, okay, we got to go to Jerusalem. He's like, what? Okay. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like, you take the Orlando bloominess out of it, though, and like, I don't know, it has potential, man. Like,
dude, I'm not saying it doesn't have potential.
Right? Like, I think the things that's like touching on some of the things that I appreciate here, right? Like in the opening sequence, a dead woman is being buried who's a witch, and this like priest is like, yeah, just bury her here. Who gives a fuck? Cut off her head because reasons. And then it turns out it's the main character's wife who gets fucking killed, I think with the baby in her belly, and he's pissed about it. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
turns out like his competition in the town is the one that set this whole thing up because he sees the guy as competition. He's like, I need to fucking sort this guy out, otherwise he's gonna eat my cake. And so it's just like cunty politics, right? Okay,
sure.
So Orlando Bloom is like, you know, fucking Zank the Paladin from the Dungeons and Dragons movie, like hilariously good. And like it's like a bit too much, but I think it's interesting where he's just like, my wife and kid are gone. Like, what the fuck? I thought I was doing all the right things. Like, what is this bullshit? But he doesn't even think it. He's like too good to think, what is this bullshit? He's like, I need to go to where Christ was crucified because then God will tell me what the fuck is going on. It's like, no, he won't, buddy. You know? And so he goes all the way there, and he goes all the way to the mount, at the top of the Temple Mount or whatever the fuck it is. And he's like, God didn't speak to me. And like, that's just super interesting. It's super interesting that like, he loses his life. You know, he loses his wife and child and like gets fucked. Yeah. And he ends up literally in the place where his quote Lord and Savior was killed, and he's like, I just need answers here, and he doesn't get them.
Which is a very interesting
with the Christianity stuff, you know,
right, and that's an interesting plot point, like in this movie where we're exploring religion, right? Is like you have a guy who's
he wants to believe,
essentially a devout Christian, whatever, and he kind of loses the path or loses his faith a little bit, and it's like he goes to find that, and then ultimately sort of finds that, I would say, and this is sort of my interpretation, maybe it's right, maybe it's not, he finds that stuff in the people around him, right? Because like in many ways, you can say you can say that,
and some of the leaders, a couple of them.
Sure. Like, I mean, many people would say, like, people that, believe in God and Jesus in particular, and people that believe in, like, the universe or whatever, like, there's a lot of different ways to interpret it. Like, they would say that, like, all of that stuff, like, God lives within us, right? God is in everybody, right? Like, so in that sense, he kind of finds that in the people, like at the end, like, and he kind of ends up back where he is, so
he understands what's valuable.
Well, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Or he understands
the people,
and
through that
understands the essence of what Jesus is, or God
actual
is.
Christianity, or any organized religion generally is. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Right? Because at the core of all of those religions, there's
all religions.
There's a moral code, and it's like and they're all very similar, right? Like when you boil away all the water and the bullshit, it's like they're all very similar, really. So like, yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Cunts off of it. Yeah,
exactly, right, exactly. Or the other thing I wanted to say was that, like, okay, so you have this guy who was scorned, right? And he's just, God, why did you forsake me? Why do you not love me? My wife is dead. My unborn child is dead. Like all this kind of thing. I'm going to go on the career. Like, I'm going to take up the mantle of, that was his father. Was that his father or his uncle? Yep. What the fuck was the deal?
He's a bastard.
Dude? Okay.
So the leader of the town that they're in is the brother of Liam Neeson, and Liam Neeson shagged some lady, and he is the bastard child.
Got it. Okay.
But because Liam Neeson has no other children, Liam Neeson comes back to be like, you're my only kid, I'm going to take you under my wing. And the guy's like, fuck you, dad. And then he changes his mind.
Yeah, well, he's like, yeah, you're the only one left. Right, you're the only one left, so you're going to have to be the one. So, he picks him, and he does this. So, like, the thinking is right in the story. Like, they've got the locus of the story is right, because like what Liam Neeson says to him as he's dying, is he said, you have to go and you have to take care of Jerusalem, and you have to take care of the king. And then if the king is gone, you have to take care of the people. Like, all of these things are noble things and very Christian thing, not just Christian things either. Like, these are the words and the deeds of a moral person. I'm not going to say Christian, Muslim, whatever. Like anybody that really follows the moral line, the moral code of any of those religions, that's that type of person. What he's telling him to do, right? So like the spirit, the essence of the story is that, right? And then he sets out and he does just that. So like the through line and the central, sort of atomic nugget of the story is there, and it's right on. I'm trying to figure out what exactly gets us off of that, or what goes wrong here.
Miniseries. It just moves too fast.
Right. Is that what it is? Is it should have been like a
Lord of the
right?
Rings, the book is a 7-year journey or something like that. And even the 3 extended edition movies, you feel rushed through the actual time.
You're right. You do.
And I think that the 2-hour version of this movie would clearly be awful because the 3-hour version of this movie even still doesn't have the time. If it was a 4-part miniseries where the first 2 parts or even the first part is just 90 minutes before he ends up on a boat, I think it would have fleshed it out in the right way and it wouldn't have felt so rushed. And then you get part 2 is like, I don't know, the boat in the beginning, and then 3 and 4 is the whole big Helm's Deepy shit. Like, I think it's like Chernobyl. Chernobyl's a 4-parter. Like, I think that probably would have suited it better. And I don't know. It doesn't need like a ton of extras, but I just think it moves a bit too quick.
Yeah, and sticking on format for a second, you know, there's a lot of stuff that has come out in the last really 10 years that's like, you know, limited series this, limited series that, where it's like you gotta afford it. So it's like, this is not unfamiliar territory. You can't sit there and go, oh, well, that's going to be too weird. And, you know, 5-part
But in
miniseries.
2005,
what?
Wasn't going to happen.
And there's no season 2? Yeah, right, exactly. So, you know, there's that. I think that's part of the problem. And I think that maybe they don't, it's either that they don't stick on that one central theme enough of like him being the protector, even though he's doing it. Like, I don't know. It's like they didn't
but it's too
hard
easy.
enough
All
on
of the
it.
things are too easy. I think it just falls into play. Like, it's like they stick with the theme of him being the protector, but it's like he's sad because his wife is dead. His dad shows up. He decides to go with his dad. His dad's dead now. He's going to go on a boat. He wakes up on the beach, the only living survivor of 55 shipwrecks. He meets
Like
a random
Zatanna.
bad guy who's clearly going to be
Totally.
the bad guy the whole fucking movie.
Right,
And he spits in his face while he's eating crab. He meets the hottest fucking chick in Jerusalem who just so happens to be the princess. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just like bam, bam, bam. He now owns a castle.
yeah.
Oh, he builds a fucking well
yeah.
in 10 minutes and turns all these peasants into wealthy fucking
so
farmers.
annoying,
You know,
dude.
it's
Yes.
just- it's the savior thing, and it's the speed. If you slowed it down, it would have been plausible.
It's a real love-hate thing because it's just like I'm seeing like the greatness. Like I like the main like central sort of you know
Thread. Yeah.
point of the story, you know what I mean? Like the goal here, and it's just like the execution along the way is very weird, and you just nailed it with what you said, because that is exactly literally how it unfolds. And then we meet, Martin Sokas, who's like so good at being an evil douchebag in every movie that he's in that you literally cannot wait for him to die in the movie. And that's
I didn't realize
like
he was
the
a
biggest
Kiwi. He like seems legit like a French dude.
No, he's like Czechoslovakian, dude.
The French dude in this is a Kiwi.
No, the French dude that, no, he's not a Kiwi. He's from Czechoslovakia. Martin Sokas.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
We got
a potential issue here. We're going to have to hash this out.
Martin was born in Invercargill, New Zealand, to Margaret Christine, a nurse, and Martin Sokas, a mechanical engineer. His father is Hungarian and his mother is Australian.
That's what it is.
He was born in New
Zealand. His father is Hungarian.
I don't know if he was raised in New Zealand, but he was born in. He just does not. Yeah, I was just like, oh shit, interesting. But he is fucking great, dude. And I forgot he was in Born Supremacy. And
he was also the assassin in The Equalizer with Denzel Washington, and he was also in Triple X with Vin Diesel. He played the bad guy in that. Like he's been in everything, dude. And you love to hate. He's just he's deliciously douchey bad guy. I mean, he is so good at playing bad guys, man. And what I just said about him is like the biggest compliment
here, where he's like in his armor and his chainmail, and it's like a formal dinner that the princess invites fucking Geralt of Rivia or whatever his fucking name is to the party, and then he sees him and he's like, I'm not hungry anymore. Fucking out of here. Yeah. He hates Orlando Bloom, dude. It's so funny. I love it.
It is. Yeah, that's funny, dude. Yeah, Geralt of Rivia, dude.
Legolas of Rivia.
Yeah, Legolas of Rivia, exactly. It's like
he's so
if Legolas had a love,
Fuck off,
if Legolas had a love child with like Wooderson from Dazed and Confused, like this is the love child. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the hair and like the whole thing, and it's just like I feel like the whole time he's thinking about like where could I go surfing? You know, that would be cooler than this.
No doubt.
Right. So
No
yeah.
doubt.
Anyway, Martin Sokus is a really great like villain. Like just the guy is a phenomenal actor, and he's always he plays a lot of villainous roles, and he's really, 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 really good at it. So kudos to him. He was a great casting choice.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
But we were talking speed, and I think that like this actually, now that we're like dissecting it a bit, like I think this George Lucas is out a little bit. Where the whole point, I think, of the movie, maybe not the point, but if the point of the movie is to explore religion at the time, then the crux of it is the politicking in Jerusalem that leads up to the battle. And so, like, the rest of it is just a speed run to get to that. And I think that, like,
yeah,
dude, you were just talking about, whatever the character's name was. What was the character's name? Guy de Lucien or whatever.
yes.
So, like, the good guy, bad guy, the Orlando Bloom, Martin Sokus, they're great against each other. And, like, that whole thing is great. And then you fold in, like, a Jeremy Irons thing.
Sure.
And you also have Guy's buddy, who's, like, not even in the top billed credits, which is fucking crazy. Brendan Gleeson.
Who, Brendan
like
Gleeson?
The
I know,
gingiest
what?
crusader, dude. He is so amazing.
Gingiest. Oh, he's so gingy,
dude. And so, like, you get Jeremy Irons, Brendan Gleeson, and then these two guys, they're all, like, battling it out for, like, noble versus ignoble, and it's, like, fucking great. And then you get, like, Edward Norton as the Leper King, and, like, all this kind of interesting shit going on. But
that was
all
really
of
good.
that leading up to that is just a speed run. It's like boom, 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 boom
I agree.
Justify getting to that part of the movie, you know?
Sure. And that's pretty spot on, dude. Like it is like that, you know. It's just kind of like, okay, now we're gonna go, and like, all right, here we are, you know. And it's just like,
but by the end, you're still like, holy shit, when can this movie end? Because it's like, I don't know.
You are,
like,
because there's so much extra stuff in there. And I mean, look, dude, like you know, we can switch gears and talk about like this as a Ridley Scott movie, and I've got a lot of great things I can say. You know, like the battle scenes were just like, they're incredible. Like, it's Ridley Scott, dude. He already did Gladiator. Like, you know, how could the battle scenes not be good? Like, they were phenomenal. Like, when they were like, the whole siege on Ibelin was like really, really good.
That
dude.
was
the
cool,
the Helm's Deep remix was really, really good. You know, and some of the other battle scenes were really good, and it was very violent and very bloody, and like, that's the way it was back then, you know, and like that really comes across in its like most brutal way. So yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, like, similarly, Troy was around this time, and like, I didn't really have much time for that one. I'm interested in the new
I didn't at
Nolan,
all,
you know, but like, this cut holds up.
Yeah.
To like Gladiator for me, and I think it's better than Troy, but it doesn't.
I think it's probably better
foibles,
than,
you know.
Sure, I think it's probably better than Troy and the new Nolan movie, which everybody has already seemingly panned already because they don't like some of the casting choices. You know, it's like.
But the most interesting thing about the casting choice stuff is I don't think any of the casting choice stuff is actually correct. Like, there's all these people that are like, they cast this random chick as Helen. It's like, no, that person is not Helen. Like, it's a different person. And then there's all this, like, AI meme shit of, like, really funny shit. But I don't know. I find it really interesting that people are shitting all over. They're shitting all over it by making shit up, as opposed to shitting all over it by being grumpy about it for, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay.
Didn't you notice, Chad? That's what people do now.
For like everything? No, I know.
It's like ridiculous.
It's so fucking over.
Hey, you know what we should do today? Let's make up some shit that's not true and then get up in arms about it. You know,
let's
it's
go
like,
rage bait everyone.
Whatever. Yeah.
We're bored in fucking Romania.
Our lives. Yeah. Our lives suck. Yeah, exactly. But staying on target here, you know, like,
stay on target.
we're doing a pretty good job of not being all over the place, but I'm going to be a little all over the place and go back to what I was talking about before. Like, you know, for a Ridley Scott movie, it is shot very beautifully, as he always does. He's got his own, like every other director, he's got his own style and way of doing things, and he always kind of washes out the light a little bit, and I dig that, you know, especially in like those sort of hot, sunny, deserty kind of climates, you know. And, it gives it a very cool look, and everything, you know, the colors were a little more muted, and some would pop more and some wouldn't, and it, like, I don't know who the DOP was on this, but like it's really good and it's beautifully shot. The battle scenes, even the one-on-one fight scenes, like when he fights Guy at the end, it's very good. All of those scenes are very well shot, you know, like they're enjoyable to visually watch because he's really good at doing that, you know. So, you know, I have plenty of kudos for him here with that sort of stuff, you know. All of the details, the period costumes, just, you know, so excellent, man. Like in every movie he does. I saw this nugget on the stupid "Let's Make Nuggets Not Fun" that they had a budget for flags in this movie that was $250,000 because they had so many effing flags, you know, like. How crazy is that, man? 1,200 flags comprising 650 separate designs made in Spain, England, Morocco, and India. Like that is nuts, dude. So
pretty cool.
And that's a Ridley Scott level of detail, you know,
and all the armor and all the mail. And
exactly,
all that shit.
man. And like that's what makes great movies. You know, like we've talked about. And I have certainly been a huge, you know, proponent of this, you know, these 350 whatever episodes, talking about the level of detail in your world building, you know, and the more detail you put into that world building, I don't care if it's like a historical period drama or a science fiction film, it's going to be a better movie. And we've always talked about, you know, Guillermo del Toro's The Golden Army with that, Blade Runner with that, even Blade Runner 2049 is like that, you know, and this movie is no different. And Ridley Scott, you know, did Blade Runner and he was very detailed in that. And he does that in all of his films and it really makes his movies pop. It makes you want to get into that world and see that world. And I think that's what his real sort of strength is as a filmmaker, man. And, you know, sure, he doesn't always hit the target. Like, you know, who the hell is perfect, man? I'd be more worried if he didn't. But, you know, he has made some absolutely unbelievable movies. I mean, I've seen Black Hawk Down probably, you know, 50 or 60 times. It's so goddamn good, man. And I just saw it recently and it's so good.
Wish I did because I didn't realize how close that production was to this production.
I know in terms of timing, yeah, it absolutely was. So like, you know, it was just he's really good like that. And you see that in this movie, you know, just all of the details of the weaponry and the armor and the clothing and the, you know, the extras and the battles, like everything is really good. The sets are amazing, you know, the locations are amazing. So, you know, there's a ton of great stuff that I just said about this movie. And I mean, I know we're not at the end, but like if I was saying, and I may say this at the end again, like that is worth the price of admission alone. Like this movie, you should watch it at least one time, you know, like there's a lot of interesting
no family
cool
in
stuff.
town this week and like a rainy day and fucking hanging out, like you could just sit in it and chill, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, with no pressure whatsoever. Sure.
Yeah.
But I still think I would come up with the same things because you and I ended up saying a lot of the same things, right? And this was like your second watch, and this was my, you know, first watch. It was a little fragmented, but like we sort of landed on a lot of the same conclusions, you know. So but even that being said, I would still watch this movie. Like it is definitely worth watching, you know, at the very least one time because there's a lot of like
even
it's
just
cool to
start off
cool
Gladiator versus kind of ideas too, you know. Super quick aside, director of photography did a bunch of Scott stuff, cool, Gladiator, whatever. Looks like Gladiator might have been his big break, but he did Logan as well, which you might know, and I'm sure you
really
love I'm sure you love the way that was shot because that was a pretty well conceived departure from normal comic booky shit, in my opinion. Like it was shot in a super interesting
absolutely
way. With or without
Yeah,
the
I've
black
only
and white version.
seen. I've only watched Logan once, and I have the black and white and the color version, and I need to watch it again. And
Yeah.
that's interesting that that DOP was the guy
John
from
Matheson,
Logan.
it
That's
looks like.
very cool. What else has that guy done?
Mostly just that. So like Gladiator 2, Gladiator. He did Detective Pikachu. Was actually the kids love that one, so that was interesting. So he's doing
Okay.
some commercial
There you
shit.
go.
Logan, Man from
Another
Uncle.
win, clearly.
47
yeah.
Ronin, which I don't think I've seen, but I've read the old mythology.
I have.
X-Men First Class, so that was that's cool.
Oh,
Robin Hood,
that's really
the
good.
one from 2010 with what's his name?
Sure, Russell Crowe. Tubby for free, Russell
thank
Crowe.
you.
And the 47 Ronin with Keanu, that also has that Japanese actor that I love, Kanata, and that movie is a lot of people hated 47 Ronin. I did not hate it. I thought it was
It's a
pretty
cool story.
interesting.
I love the story.
Yeah, it's a really cool story about Japanese mythology and samurai. It's like, what could be
there's a
better
whole bunch
than
of
that,
versions
dude?
of it out there.
Well, everybody loves to just like beat on Keanu,
Hiroyuki
dude.
Sanada.
That's
he's wooden.
Sonata,
I love
yeah.
him. He's wooden. I think actually, like when I was watching this, I was thinking that this could be a Keanu, not in a good way, but I think like Orlando Bloom had a certain woodiness to it that was rhymed with the things people struggle with Keanu about, and
Sure.
I think the movie needed more than that. I don't think
I
it
agree.
needed a Russell Crowe, and I don't know who that person would have been in 2005. I mean, like, Heath Ledger is the no-brainer, but even that I don't know because he's a little too heartthrobby, despite the fact he's got the chops. I just don't know who is plausible as...
No, I think Heath Ledger would have been a better choice. Like, I think you need,
but maybe not the best choice. I just don't,
maybe not the best choice, but like that caliber guy, like Jared Leto could have done it. He would have been a good
but
choice.
he's such a fucking skinny bitch weirdo.
What? Shut up. No, he's not.
Nah, he's got that weird cult thing going on. He's just kind of an odd dude, and he does like really weird method acting shit.
He is definitely an odd dude, and you know what? He does some really good work. So
he does, yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't actually
when
like.
He's not. Yeah.
I think like to pull away my opinion of the weirdness. Like I think he's a little too waifish. More so than Orlando Bloom. Like Russell Crowe is a buffer, like his beefcakiness does him favors in Gladiator. I don't think you need a buffer for this role though. I think you need somebody like in between, if that makes sense.
I don't find him to be a buffer, like a beefcake guy. I find Orlando Bloom to be. Are you talking about Orlando Bloom?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like I think Orlando Bloom is a little bit more, I don't know, maybe like capable feeling athletically than a Jared Leto. And then I think like, in Gladiator, he's a buffer because he's a soldier, like Orlando Bloom is not a soldier. I think Jared Leto is even less of a soldier. And I don't think you need a soldier, but you've got a blacksmith who becomes a sword fighter. So he needs to have some chops. Like I found the like ability of this blacksmith to turn into a master fucking swordsman really fucking implausible. He has one lesson from his dad, and all of a sudden he's fucking slicing and dicing. It's like super.
But wasn't he? Don't they say in the beginning? And this is again what I was confused about. Was like, didn't they say that he was in a war before? He was a soldier before.
I hope so,
because if that was the case,
otherwise,
yeah, I agree. It is like he teaches him the like. The Italian hawk stance with the sword, and then all of a sudden the guy's like better than Ewan McGregor in the first three in the prequel movies.
Yeah, exactly. But like you got to suspend a lot of disbelief on this just because of how quickly they need to get through everything.
Yes.
Hang on, I'm ejecting. I'm bringing Jimmy Google into this.
Uh-oh. Yes.
I'm just AIing out for options. Vigo, Eric Bana would have been interesting.
Ooh,
James
there you
McAvoy, maybe. Christian Bale, nah. I love him, but nah.
No.
Orlando Bloom,
Too
Jude Law.
intense.
I mean, James McAvoy, maybe. Probably not. Eric Bana, maybe a bit too much of a beefcake, but maybe. Vigo, maybe.
No, Bana's not a beefcake. Vigo's more
but
beefcake than him.
I don't know. I mean, Bana is Hector in Troy, you know? So, like, he has that.
Bro.
He has that, like, legendary character chops. And I just don't think Balin is a legendary character here, you know?
I agree.
Like, Balin's like the dog that caught the car. Like, yeah, he's a paladin. He's a good guy. But, like, he's not, you know... It's like, honestly, it's like Joe the plumber becomes a fucking lord. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny.
I know,
you know?
yeah,
Like,
totally.
it's
like at the end
random.
when he knights everybody at the end, and he's just like, you guys, what do you guys do? We bake bread and the thing,
Yeah.
and you're like, what do you guys do? Well, we sweep up the shit on the street, you know. And he's like, you're all. And he's like, "You're all knights now." And then you know, Bishop Douchington is like, "Oh, these things will make him out of knight." I'm sorry. And then you know, he's just like, "Yeah, it does." And everybody's like, "Yeah, in your face, Bishop Douchington,
you church guy."
Right?
But I love the church
Totally,
guy too, where
man.
he's just like, they're at the door, and he's like, "We could just like leave them all to die and like convert to Islam." It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No. He says, convert to Islam. You can always repent later. It's like, you're such a spineless piece of shit. I can't believe that guy didn't end up with his dick in
It's
the dirt,
beautiful
man.
though, because it's very representative of people using that cloak of religiosity and power to, you know, enrich
To
themselves
douche
and
out.
fucking eat grapes all day. You know, it's like, fuck you.
Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%.
So I don't know. I mean, like, you also gotta, like, you were talking before I went off on a complete tangent, and I hope you recorded my use of AI death. Like, I just want to state for the record that that's the first time I've used AI in this show, and AI is annoying, and I use it all the time anyway. Cool, whatever. But like, to have it do the thinking for me here to come up with a Vigo or a Bonnet, okay, fine, it makes it interesting, but it's also a fucking cop out, and I'm dead.
Yeah, dude. We do not consort with Cyberdyne.
This is the
on this
podcast
show,
equivalent of
Chad.
hanging out with your buds at a bar, and someone asks a question for the sake of conversation, and someone's like, "Hang on, let me pull up my phone and get the answer immediately because I don't care about conversation." So fuck me.
Oh my god,
I'm dead.
Freaking, I hate everything.
But you were talking before about like the sets and the lived-in nature of the universe and the fact that it's like very well crafted and all that kind of stuff. Corinthian leather, cool.
Corinthian leather,
similarly,
cool.
the level of cast is just so fucking solid, dude. Like, there is just some mega fucking heads here that I just love, man. You know?
Oh,
I mean,
totally.
You've got Liam Neeson,
Jeremy
obviously,
Irons.
and we've already talked about, Jeremy Irons and Gleason. But even, like, David Thewlis, you know, I love David Thewlis. And then you get these little glimpses of other people, dude. You know, I don't know. There's just so much.
Good.
I completely forgot that David Thewlis was the bitchy art dude in Big Lebowski. Do you remember that?
Oh my
Where he's
god,
just,
I
like,
know.
all
Yeah,
sad.
he's
I
so. He's
completely
just sitting there
forgot about that.
giggling in the background. It was great.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, good stuff.
I love him.
Let me get some.
And, like,
hold on, let me get
he's
some
most
water.
well known for Harry Potter, but like, whatever. I don't really give a fuck about Harry Potter. Yeah, do it. I'll just sit here talking to myself. Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, and we're back.
Well, you got like the other heads too, you know, Thewlis, sure, but you've also got like that little
He's
glimpse of Jamie Lannister, Nikolaj Waldau, or whatever his name is, from Game of Thrones. You got Kevin McKidd from Rome, who's also from Trainspotting. You just got like, the cast is so deep, man. And Alexander
Kevin
Siddig,
McKidd.
dude, the
I
Muslim
love
counterpart.
him,
He's so
Dr.
fucking great.
Bashir, bro. He
Yeah,
played
dude.
Dr. Bashir on Deep Space Nine. Yes, he's so good. Like, about time that guy got a really nice
Got
meaty
some,
role,
meaty
dude.
chops. And like,
'Cause he's
I don't
so
know,
damn
it's so
good.
tropey him here, and like the whole like I was actually the Lord the whole time is like so tropey, but like I love it. Man. I don't know, whatever.
Sure, I
And
did
they keep
too.
meeting in
No,
battle,
I
and
did
it's
too.
Great. It's great.
Yeah, what else has that guy been in? Hang on one second. Kevin McKidd. I've seen.
He's definitely been like Kevin McKidd was in Rome, which you need to watch, and
which
he was
I
in
haven't seen.
Trainspotting.
Right. Which I also don't know.
Yeah, he's Tommy. He's like just a side piece in that.
No, he did something that I know though.
Station 19, maybe.
It's just so completely irrelevant, and it doesn't matter. But I have to know
Lord
right
MacGuffin
now.
from Brave. I only watched that one.
You mean Lord McMuffin? Sure.
Yeah.
I can't find it. What is this? 1990s. Jesus Christ. No. I don't know what it was. I'm going to take a ejection death for that egregious bunch of bullshit.
I mean, that wasn't that egregious.
I believe it was.
Definitely got to check it out.
For no reason.
I don't know
Yeah.
how much it
So,
would hold up, but it's so good.
What would hold up?
Speaking of which, you mentioned Hiroyuki Sanada, and I think Shogun, the 10-part series, is
I gotta watch that. Damn
do
it!
have to watch
Yes.
I think Shogun is a great example of what this could be as a series. Like Shogun takes the
Yes, dude. Well said. Thank you. Yes,
time. Like
exactly
Shogun's
right.
10 episodes, so maybe I think this honestly this should probably be like 6 episodes. Maybe it's currently 3 hours, so maybe like 4, 5, 6 hours to tell the story.
I'd say 6 or 7. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just a gigantic vehicle to the politicking. I thought, maybe the politicking is a useful place to chat too, where like Edward Norton as the masked leper king was really cool. And I love how he was like actually a good king, and all these people around him are trying to fuck him, It's an interesting thread.
I loved that. No, that was one of my favorite things. Because that's so against the grain to make, it's like usually the king is such a dirtbag, and he was like a leper, and he was like horribly disfigured and essentially dying slowly of rot. And he was so like he was one of the only people that was like, God is the only one that knows, like he was such a true believer, dude. And he was so into like doing it just and fair and right. And it was great. Like I loved that about this movie for sure. And I completely forgot. Like I had looked at the cast list. Excuse me. I had looked at the cast list before I started watching it, and I completely forgot that Edward Norton was in it. And then like I got deep into the movie, and I was like, wait,
I heard
Edward
his voice.
Norton,
Like,
where is he?
Yeah.
It didn't sound like him as the king, which was even better. Because I was like, who is this guy?
It's like the Penguin in with what's his name?
Yeah. And even though I'm not as like, bullish on him as I used to be, it's really hard for me to like, not admit that his performance wasn't great. Like it was great,
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, no doubt. Hang on, I got people at the door. It's probably going to be noisy for a second.
Whoa, we got something crazy going on here in the podcast, folks. Hang on.
Yeah, I went into a little bit of a rabbit hole with the leprosy thing, and I was just like, what the fuck even is leprosy, dude? Like, what the fuck? Because there's like, a whole leprosy thread and like Papillon, and like there's lots of leprosy mentioned in various pieces of this time. I remember there's some stuff in the Bible about it, whatever, from like church and shit. And I never really realized what it was, and it's all it is a bacteria that if you catch early with an antibiotic, it's like done, no problem. It's like it's just not a
leprosy.
Problem. Yeah, I never realized. That
Yeah,
it was just like a bacterial
isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
I know. Isn't that nuts? And it's really just about timing.
Dudes with their like
it's not that hard to cure.
It's just like nowadays, it's like you just slice some moldy bread, you'll be fine.
When they take the mask off at the end when he dies, like you see how like gnarly his face is, dude. Everybody
like,
on three,
dude. The little brutal scene where the kid knows he has leprosy with the candle, so you as the audience know, but no one else knows, and then that wax hitting him, and the mother realizing it with the dickhead in the background, like that's pretty wild. And it's pretty wild that she kills him too. Like that's quite a little twist there.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, with the kid getting the crown and then dying of leprosy.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so crazy.
Yeah. So he's leprous and she doesn't want him to go through the same thing. So she chooses to essentially just kill him off, which is awful. But I kind of get it too.
Yeah, it was really awful, dude.
Well, bits and bobs then. I mean,
yes.
Jerusalem as a set piece was pretty fucking cool.
I mean, the sets were incredible, dude. You know, like yes, like I already kind of like went off about that. Like they were great. Like Ibelin and Jerusalem, like the whole thing was just great, man. And the starkness of the desert, and I like that they used
the way
like
it says starkness with the grizzly Marlboro Man. It made it sound even
in my
more
voice.
stark.
Yeah, it makes it tight, right, bruh? Yeah. So it was really good like that, and I liked how the locations. Like I hate like this is just I don't know. It's kind of a small stupid thing, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Like a lot of movies that take place in that region of the world, they always film like all over like the sand dunes, and it's like the whole region isn't a sea of sand. It's not the Dune Sea, you know what I mean? Like I like that they yeah, right, exactly. But I you couldn't resist, and it's like
I can't handle that.
I really appreciate the variation of the locations and really like getting that like kind of stark, rocky, dry desert look in a lot of the areas, because like a lot of that's what it looks like. It's not like all this like perfect dunes of sand, it's I don't know. That's the movie sort of like picture of the Middle East. That's not what it looks like everywhere, so
not at all. It is kind of sandy.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it's kind of sandy, right? Sure. But you know what I mean, dude?
Do you know what I mean, dude? I do know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean, bro?
I liked the inside the tent of the opposition. Like, I guess, the movie failed in America because Americans don't like history class, and then did really well internationally and did even better in places like Egypt. And it sounded like, the people in Egypt and in that region said that they were happy with the way that it was handled. They weren't just like frothing, ugly, demonic Muslims. They were like handled respectfully, which I thought it was respectful. And it was like, I liked that you had, the Imad character by Alexander Siddig, and then him like interfacing with the leader of the Saladin. Turns out as a small empire at that time. And then like dug in a little bit to the history there, and like the Christians had taken the city about 88 years previously, and so the Muslims were like, "Fuck you, dude! We want our city back," and that's what they were trying to accomplish. And so it was like a lot of back and forth, with different people different empires and different peoples that had conquered the city and stuff. So it was cool to be in their tents and seeing the people that were grumpy. They're like, "You need to go take them now," and they're like, "Fuck you, dude!"
And also
in those tents.
You're kind of seeing like why the whole like Temple Mount is the way it is, like back then when it kind of became that, because you had these three religions, like, all like, yeah. Like, I don't know. It was cool.
Well, and even something like the Temple Mount was built like then. Like nowadays it's considered a sacred ancient Christian object, but it was like fresh. We just built it. Fuck you. We took your city. Which is kind of interesting too.
Sure. Absolutely.
I like that scene with the, I can't remember the guy's name, but like the leader of the Muslim faction with Brendan Gleeson. I almost said Brendan Fraser. That would have been funny. Brendan Gleeson standing there just like a fucking lump of shit. And he slices his fucking throat and chops his head, dude. Like he's just like, I'm going to sort this shit out myself. Like it was super interesting. I really, the ritualistic willingness and nature of that scene is really cool. And
absolutely, dude.
Guy to fucking blow hard is just like
Guy de Fleurgel.
he's such a tough guy right up until he's standing there like, fucking, are you gonna kill me? Oh, I'm so, you know, he was just, and they like rode him in on a donkey, like backwards, tied up. Like, I was really,
of course,
I love that, dude. It was great.
Yeah, totally. Classic, right? It's a classic. Ride you in backwards on the donkey, bro.
Send him in on a donkey. Which leads into the Helm's Deep stuff, which is like, I mean, you got to give that. Like, Nick Marv wrote to us and apologized to Higgs for the hospital sequence in Hard Boiled. But, like, I think the Helm's Deep battle here is a hospital-esque sequence, but I think it slots in better here. You know, like, it makes sense for there to be that big climax here.
It works better. It's not as long, but it is definitely long.
It's pretty long.
Yeah. And it's understandable because, like, you know, you get the real sense of why, you know, like what a campaign like that would cost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, and adjacent to that is, you know, when he starts talking about moving an army, like you have 4 days to move your army, and then you have to be at another spot where there's water, or they're all going to die. And like, that's what happened to Guy's army. Like, he's like, I'm going to march into the desert. And then they die, and we never hear from them again. And it's like super awesome.
Well, it's, you know, it's Hitler going into Russia in the winter, you know, like, it's like many people have done stupid shit like that, and Napoleon did it too. Speaking of which, that was another one, the recent Napoleon movie that was similar to this, and this is
terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that Napoleon movie, like, you know, again, like, I was just like, what am I watching?
It was all right.
It was so bizarre.
You're going to be pissed at me. You're going to kill me, actually, on the air here, in the sense of, like, I don't know, this might be one of the first deaths, but when I was like, dude, we should watch this movie, I also stumbled across the brand new, just released French Count of Monte Cristo that just came out recently.
Oh, dude, I heard about that.
I've got a truck that can drive by your house. And I knew if I said that I had it, you'd be like, we're not doing Kingdom of Heaven. We're doing the French Count of Monte Cristo.
You're right. I would have.
So I held it back.
Totally.
I held it back. I was like, dude, I'll give it to him afterwards.
Yeah, right on. Let's do. Oh,
I mean, I don't know.
Man,
I'm
really
excited about it, but like, I also have just like such a soft spot for, you know, white bread,
for what?
Americanized Count of Monte Cristo, dude. Sure. Kings to you.
Yeah, I like. Hey, dude, I like white bread Count of Monte Cristo too, but I want to see the French one too. I'll bet it's just as good, but like in different ways.
Too,
you know,
I'm pretty excited.
Right? Yeah, totally, dude.
But the Helm's Deep thing, like, I think the one thing that kind of gets me is just like how often those Helm's Deepy battles, it's like, or the one guy like runs literally along the fucking walls, saving everything. Every scene is Orlando Bloom like, I got this.
Dude. I was like, come on, man. Really?
It's so funny, man. You got to just have him be the center of attention the entire time. He's like manning the trebuchet. He's the Rock in the trebuchet. He's the fucking dude putting
like
out the fire.
Slashing
He's like
guys,
dressed up like a farm girl,
wall.
like running, being like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like, it would be so funny if you just digitally
like, okay,
changed
pour the
everyone.
Oil. Yeah.
If you changed everyone in this into him, it would be so funny, dude. It would be a really funny sequence.
Sure.
Every single character, every actor, men, women, and child is all him.
It might as well be, because like he was doing everything, you know?
That's
like,
fucking great.
It's so stupid.
Except for the priest guy who's constantly whispering in his ear.
Right, totally.
But he knights like 40 of himself. They're all just standing around like, oh.
Yeah. What in the hell is this? Hold on.
When they say Gravedigger in the end, Gravedigger, I'm pretty sure that the dude that he knights, the Gravedigger, is literally the guy that buried his wife back in France in the opening scene for the dickhead priest.
Yeah, played by Michael Sheehan, yes.
Yeah, and then the Gravedigger was Martin Hancock, who I actually don't know. Where do I know Martin Sheen
I don't know.
from? I definitely know him.
Michael Sheen is from I would say most famously for you, he played the sort of the guy that ran the club in Tron Legacy.
Ooh, I do like
where Daft Punk was playing.
I remember that. Yeah, he had a little baton.
Correct. Yeah, he did
Defiance,
have a baton.
Martin Hancock. That was a good movie. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah. Defiance, a long time ago
Yeah.
with Daniel Craig,
Craig,
and Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber. I fucking love Liev Schreiber. Liev Schreiber could have been interesting.
Oh my god. I know, totally.
Yeah, I have to watch Defiance. Oh, does that have fucking Spider-Man in it? Ooh, Alexa Davalos, I love you. You got to finish. I rewatched the last season of High Castle.
High Castle.
The Man in the Dark Tower.
We have to do that whole series. If we do one series,
there's
that
no
would be the one I want to do.
I don't think that Benny would be in on it. That's be like a twofer.
No, he said
special.
that he would. He said
Did
he would consider it. Yeah, I brought it up a couple of months ago.
I actually don't know if the whole series would work.
You know what? Let's finish Kingdom of Heaven, and then we could discuss. No,
I think
doing this
doing
now.
an episode on the last season of High Castle would be an interesting. I don't know. Like, don't have to do all of it. Anyways, what the fuck was I gonna say?
Anyway, you were going on.
I got a
about
question
something.
for you because I don't have.
Shoot.
The copy that I have of this is on a hard drive that it's not plugged in. Who's the king at the end in the last 5 minutes? I know you were hate watching it, but he was like a very recognizable person.
He was kind of recognizable, and I don't know who that guy was, man.
You do.
I don't know who that was.
You just weren't paying attention.
Are you? Do you?
Because it's like the most.
Do you
obvious
know?
thing ever. Yeah.
Get at it. It was David Bowie. It was David
fucking Bowie.
It was David fucking Bowie, bro. Hold on. Let's have a look here. I'm on IMDb. I'm gonna look it up myself. We're gonna waste time. I'm the King of England. Blah. Ian Glane. Ian Glane.
Oh yeah, it's the fucking dude who gets the like. It's the dude who gets the fucking stone stupid leprosy from Game of Thrones.
What do you mean?
The Khaleesi's right hand dude who's like an idiot who like tries to fuck her all the time, and she's like, "Well, get out of here!" And he's like, "But I'm made of stone."
Stone? What?
Yeah, he gets. You probably didn't watch that. He gets like, you remember that like annoying fucking chubby fat black dude, the not black skin, like the Black Crow guy, who's all like, and he ends up like fucking taking a random wildling inbred chick under his wing. Jon Snow's buddy.
Yes. He plays
that dude
Jorah
ends up, like,
Mormont.
becoming a monk.
Yeah.
Jorah, yeah.
Yeah, Jorah's the guy. Yeah, that's who he played. I know. That's who the King of England was? Richard
Yeah.
de Lyon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. You're welcome.
Useless trivia there, but
yeah, lots of that.
Jorah Mormont, the disgraced former lord of Bear Island. God, Game of Thrones was so good until it wasn't.
Kingdom of Heaven ending scene. Oh, you had to send that to me? Thank you.
I just want you to watch it again. You know, you haven't seen enough of it today. All right, any other bits, bobs, snugs, drugs?
No.
Hugs?
Nuggets. Hold on a second. Let's see what we got here. Let me just take a little peek-see. We talked about the flags, which was actually a pretty cool nugget. Production nugget. 12,000 to 15,000 costumes were made for this film, each with 13 to 15 separate components. That's crazy, dude. Helmets, boots, gloves, several pieces of chainmail, belts, scabbards, etc. Oh, they wanted it to be a historical epic. Studio marketing executives took it to be an action adventure hybrid. Yeah, right. It was all a mistake.
It was a cool one. The King of Morocco, I guess his name is King Mohammed VI, is a friend of Ridley Scott and personally gave him 1,500 soldiers to like be in the scenes, and they would be Muslim soldiers or Christian soldiers, and they would just do all the scenes. So that was kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm reading that right now. Wow,
kind of like when the government's like, you know, loan out the Hueys for Vietnam movies.
Yes,
I got Ethan onto $2 million. By the way, he says it all the time. $2 million.
Oh, dude, that's so sweet, man. Nice job, buddy.
Hey, can I rent it? See, how much does it cost to rent it? $2 million.
I love that, dude. I gotta get my kids onto that. $2 million?
$2 million.
Oh, okay. Well, could I buy it? How much would that be? $2 million. So it says here. This is interesting. Because mostly because we were talking about this before. Where's my goddamn mouse cursor? Oh, there it is. The filming took place in, I'm going to butcher this name, Ouarzazate, Morocco, where Ridley Scott thank you, where Ridley Scott had also filmed Gladiator and Black Hawk Down. So that's pretty cool.
There you go.
A massive
I can
replica
see that Orlando
Jerusalem.
Bloom gained 20 pounds of muscle for this, and I mean, I'm a fat bastard, so no shame to him, but he still looked like he was fucking 10 pounds soaking wet. So
he does, yeah, and we didn't get to see any of that alleged muscle. Ridley Scott offered the small role of King Richard to Russell Crowe, but due to him being tubby for free, he was unable to do it.
that's a bummer. He would have been good at that. I'm down that Jorah got a little cameo.
Yeah, that's cool. I thought that, oh my God, I just see a nugget about this burning bush scene, which I gotta say, dude, was just so stupid, man. You know, that was exactly that's what I'm talking about like how he was so like, you know, like, hey man, we're just hanging out with the woodland fairies, man, and everything's cool, bro. Like he was just like sitting there like daydreaming in the middle of the desert with no water, you know, and he's just like, there it is, the creosote bush, one spark, and there's the fire. But I don't believe your story. I don't believe your story. I was like, shut up, dude. Come on. It was just so dumb.
I kind of liked it though. To defend that scene. I liked that it was like he was questioning his faith, and then he's just like, "Look at this bullshit. This is what that whole fucking story's about." Like he was kind of like going through that. This is bullshit part, you know?
I know, but it read more like a
your rendition
terrible,
though makes me not like the scene. So at least
I mean, the scene looks like something out of like a Christian.
The Three Amigos with the fucking singing bush with the invisible guy getting shot. Yes, it
worse
does
than that, dude. No, because that's supposed to be stupid and cheeky, dude. Like this is just like, it's supposed to be serious, but it ends up looking like some kind of low production, you know, Christian channel movie about the Crusades. Like it's just dumb. I don't know. I didn't like that. I thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, the only other kind of like of this era,
no opposition, no commentary, just a yeah.
The only
pour gas on the fire.
I got nothing. Is for some reason the search for the whole Monty Python's Holy Grail keeps coming to mind as like another movie in this era, and I just kind of like love that. I love that. Not the Holy. There's the Holy Grail, and then there's the Life of Brian. Like the two of them mixed together is basically this movie. Like, I kind of
that's why I said this movie's a combination of Gladiator and Black Hawk Down. It's like it's got the epic feel of Gladiator, but it's like it's got all like, you know, the weird Middle Eastern music. Not weird, but like it's got all the Middle Eastern music of Black Hawk Down plus the settings. Like I don't know, just kind of like whatever. Yeah, you know, that was the other thing was like the end, dude. Like this I found to be,
it was like Lord of the Rings,
really silly. I know it does have 9 endings, but like the actual, the second to last ending, because the actual ending is him riding off to go do the Second Crusade, which was dumb. But right before that, you know, he comes back and he sees the tree that was planted, where his wife died. It was, you know, blah 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 blah, and then, you know,
and his new queen wife. He's
kind of like
oatmeal every day or some shit for the rest of
I know exactly, but it's like, you know, we kind of get this very like, you know, everything's okay kind of feeling going on at the end. They're all walking out of the desert, you know, and then he's back in France and he's just like, he sees the tree and he's like, yeah, man,
I'm a blacksmith now.
And then she walks out and I'm like, what are you like, you know, you're cool, you're cool woodland
with her day.
Well, your cool woodland vibe, like it's not going to work, dude, because you're your new would-be wife, who used to be the queen of Jerusalem, is like a literal shell of a woman. Like she's been completely like gutted, dude. She cuts
now.
Yeah, she cut all of her hair off. I mean, she looks like death warmed over. You know, she's like got the 1,000-yard stare. It's like, what exactly? What is she gonna make oatmeal every day now?
Yeah.
Like, and be happy doing that? I don't think so, man.
She's gonna raise the sheep and make fucking mutton stew.
What's for breakfast this morning, honey? Mush again. What you think?
Mutton. I got mutton again. Some mutton.
We've got mutton and mush filled with maggots.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. All right. So, any other nuggets, Chad? No?
No.
Awesome.
But I have to say, David Thewlis, who plays the Hospitalier, who's like the kind of like, I don't know. I just want to shout out that like little supporting crew of random soldiers that he inherits from Qui-Gon is pretty fucking. I just love those guys,
dude. I loved David Thewlis in this. He was great. I love that character. Great character. All right, deaths. We had. Let's see. Chad ejected on some shit. That was one.
Yeah, I got a
death.
double death for bringing AI into the mix.
I inject.
Cool.
Oh, a double. Oh, we're gonna call that a C2. And then I injected on some shit. I don't know what it was. Then I injected on Martin Sokas. Chad probably did too, actually. And then Chad did the Martin Sokas.
I don't remember that.
The guy that I swore was from the Middle East. That you were like, no, dude, he's from New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
And then Chad had the double death of the AI usage death, as we swore we would never use AI or any kind of Cyberdyne-esque sort of situation on this show. And Chad broke that rule today, the first law of the fifth law of robotics. It was terrible. So there was that. And then I ejected on Kevin McKidd for absolutely no reason whatsoever, and I found nothing out and brought nothing valuable to the show with my stupid ejection, so that was a death too. So yeah, pretty good showing for deaths, considering there's just me and Chad, and we're talking about a war movie. We're usually having like a wargasm about...
Wargasm.
Orgasm. You like that?
I do.
Looks like
well, you now have to have a Scott off, dude. I want you to report back.
I do want to do that. So what exactly are we doing a Scott off about? I'm doing a
watch Gladiator
right?
and see how it holds up on its own and comparatively to this and or Troy and or other epics.
Sure. Just changed my name to Wargasm.
And you've got that's great. And you've got to watch Shogun, dude. Holy shit.
I know. I got to find out what that's on.
What is it on?
And watch it. What's it on?
I think it's on Disney. It was on Disney Plus over here. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus over there.
That would be helpful. All right. Let's see. Shogun. What the slab? What are we doing next week? What the?
I don't know.
Oh, wait. Recommendations.
Oh. Fuck yeah. You already said it earlier. You said you would recommend it.
I said it. Watch the movie. You should definitely watch it.
Yeah. You should definitely watch it. I humbly request that you have plenty of time because it's long. And just go in knowing that it's like, it just kind of, it moves quick because it has to cover years, but it also is a long movie because it has to cover years. So like, I don't know. It has its foibles, but man, it's,
yeah,
in the right headspace, it's fucking quite good.
Sure.
In a rushed
quite
headspace,
lovely.
No.
Exactly right. Chad, what are we going to do next week? Did we talk about what we're doing next week?
I don't think we did talk about it. It's the three of us again, though, right?
Yeah, but I felt like we had something already lined up.
Did we?
I feel like we did, but I could be feeling things wrong. I don't know.
Let's do the Connery ethnobotany movie.
Medicine Man, finally?
Dude, let's do Medicine Man.
Oh, shit. All right. So that, yeah, Ben will be happy about that. Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So there you have it. We're gonna finally do Chad's wet dream from when he was a kid of being an ethnobotanist. the blueprint for that whole wet dream was Medicine Man with Sean Connery. I think also half of that blueprint was Mosquito Coast, which had Harrison Ford and River Phoenix in it, but I could be wrong. It seems like some sort of ethnobotany movie. But at any rate, yeah, the absolute pinnacle of ethnobotany movies, Medicine Man with Sean Connery from the 80s. We're going to do that next week. Yeah, we're going to do that next week.
You know it's a good movie when of the 10 people in the cast, only 4 have photos.
Wow. Okay.
And all the people that don't have photos have amazing names like Edini Maria Seria dos Santos and Francisco Sierra Remy. And Ben Canaris dos Santos Cayepo.
Yeah, wow.
I'm so into this, dude. I am going to do some ayahuasca and fucking Connery out.
I love it. Do it, bro.
Cool. Let's see. We have 3, 5, 2. Indubitably,
C-Lab. So anyway, folks, thanks for joining us for this twofer of Kingdom of Heaven. Next week, we're going to do Mosquito Coast. No.
Encino Man. Encino Man.
We're going to do Mendocino Man with with Sean Connery and nobody else of note except possibly Lorraine Bracco. This is Chad's middle school dream from when he was a kid. So at any rate, tune in for that. I'm sure that's going to be exciting and fun, just like the show is every week. That's it. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Next time.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode. Folks, if you'd like to check out the show notes for this episode, you can do so in your podcast app choice or on our website, abd.fm/episodes/355.
Didn't we just...
That's not right.
Didn't we...
No, it's like 352.
Didn't we say
No, One Crazy Summer was...
352.
Right, didn't we say good morning yesterday, Mark? 352. If you'd like to support the show, there's a number of great ways you can do so. You can support us on Patreon. You can tell people to check out the show. And you can leave us a review. Leave us a review. If you want to find us on social, we're on Instagram. Because Instagram's so cool. And that's it. Thanks for joining us for Kingdom of Heaven. We'll see you next week for Mendocino Man, a.k.a. Medicine Man, starring Sean Connery.
Brendan Fraser.
And Benny will be back, and that's it. So long for now, folks.
Pauly Shore stars in Mendocino Man.
Mendocino Man. It's so good.
One for C-Lab, 2 for Torhigo, 3 for Wolverine to round out the trio in this episode. Everybody dies.
Beady. Stop into it.